Archangel Michael says, the silence around you is deceiving, because somewhere, in a place you didn't expect, your name was spoken with a trembling heart. Someone you love, someone whose thoughts often drift toward you, couldn't hold back today. What came out of their mouth was raw truth, wrapped in emotion, and it echoed with longing. They were surrounded by people, yet their heart wandered to the memory of you. One friend asked them a question, casual on the surface, but it unearthed the ache they've been hiding for too long. They looked away for a moment, took a deep breath, and whispered your name like it was still sacred. They said your presence still lingers like a fragrance they can't wash off. They admitted that your laughter still plays in the back of their mind when everything else goes quiet. And they confessed that the world hasn't felt quite right ever since the distance between you two grew. Their words were not meant for the world to hear. They were meant for their soul's relief. But the heavens listened. Angels leaned closer. And now, that vibration has reached you for a divine reason. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They didn't mean to speak of you that way, not in front of others, not so vulnerably. But they couldn't control it, your name escaped like breath after holding it in too long. It wasn't gossip. It wasn't a complaint. It was a cry from a heart that still cares. They talked about the way your energy could change an entire room. They mentioned how you never truly left their thoughts, even when they pretended otherwise. They spoke like someone whose love was never meant to fade, just paused by time and pain. Archangel Michael says, even the angels took notice of this moment, because when your name was spoken, light surrounded the space. Something powerful was awakened in that room, something that cannot be undone. Heaven knew then that something is about to shift in your favor. Your person didn't just mention you. They defended you. They told someone that you were misunderstood. They said they regret not speaking up sooner. And now, that energy is circling back toward you with divine speed. Type Amen to get blessing 717. They paused after their words, like they'd said too much. But it was already out there. A friend who heard it looked at them and asked, "Do you still love them?" And the silence that followed was louder than any confession. They didn't answer immediately, but their eyes told the story. They were glistening, not with tears of weakness but with the weight of unsaid things. Their hands trembled slightly as they picked up their phone, almost dialing, almost texting, almost reaching out. They are not over you. Not even close. And today proved it. The person you love has been carrying your memory like a delicate secret, hoping someday it would find its way back home. You might feel forgotten at times, but heaven is showing you now, you've been remembered in the most intimate ways. Archangel Michael says, "Th. This message isn't just a coincidence. This is a signal." Type Amen to get blessing 842. They spoke about your smile, how it used to comfort them more than they admitted. They said that even in your silence, there was peace. They remembered small details, like your favorite drink or how you always fixed your sleeves when nervous. They are haunted by the good parts. And no matter how far they've gone, those pieces of you remain untouched. They talked about your strength too, how you carried your pain with grace, how you stayed kind even when hurt. This conversation wasn't meant to happen today, but something pushed it forward. A divine nudge, perhaps. Maybe it was your soul calling out in the spiritual realm, and theirs answering subconsciously. They spoke of one regret, letting distance or pride come in the way. They said if they had a second chance, they would choose you faster, hold you tighter, and never let you walk away unnoticed again. Type Amen to get blessing 999. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, the portal has opened. Now the universe is listening, and the energy you once shared is coming full circle. What they said was not just a random moment, it was a key unlocking what's to come. Don't be surprised if you hear from them soon. Don't be shocked if a message appears, or if you bump into them unexpectedly. Because the vibration of their confession has triggered a ripple effect in the unseen world. They even described your voice, how it used to make their worst days better. They said that no one else has ever been able to fill the space you left behind. And that realization is louder in their heart than ever before. One friend tried to change the subject. But they brought it back to you. That's how deeply you're embedded in their spirit. You're not just someone they loved, you're someone they still love. Type Amen to get blessing 456. Your person mentioned the place where you first laughed together. They remember it vividly. Every detail plays like a movie reel behind their eyes. They even spoke about a song that reminded them of you. And how every time it plays, it feels like a sign. They shared how they sometimes replay old chats just to feel a piece of you again. Their heart may be quiet, but it's not numb. It's still awake. And today, it cracked open just enough to let the truth slip out. They didn't speak with anger. There was no blame in their tone. Only softness. Only sorrow. And a silent hope that maybe, just maybe, you'd still care. Type Amen to get blessing 818. Someone at that table noticed the pain in their voice. They leaned in and said, reach out. What if they're waiting too? But your person hesitated. The fear of rejection still lingers in them. Yet their spirit is being guided. Their dreams are shifting. Their energy is being drawn to you like never before. Archangel Michael says, heaven is creating hope. Now. Divine conversations are happening behind the scenes. Doors are unlocking in your favor because love never really left. They saw a photo of you recently. And that image froze them in time. They stared longer than they meant to. It brought back emotions they thought they had buried. But love has a way of surviving what logic cannot. Type Amen to get blessing 707. They are scared. Not of you, but of their own feelings. Of what it means to still care this much. Of what it would mean if they finally came back and found you had already moved on. But heaven knows your heart too. And it wouldn't send this message if the time wasn't shifting. What they said today wasn't just words, it was soul recognition. They are beginning to understand now what you always knew. That some connections aren't meant to be forgotten. That some loves are meant to rise again, stronger than ever. So if you feel something stirring in your chest today, it's not your imagination. It's the magnetic pull of a bond that's reawakening. One that heaven is now nurturing back into bloom. Type Amen to get blessing 626. Archangel Michael says, what they said is unlocking hidden gates of emotion. Now, even they can't run from the truth anymore. They are being summoned by their own heart. Their soul is calling out to yours like a lighthouse in the dark. And the light is finally reaching you. You are being called into remembrance, into reconnection, into resurrection of something powerful. They are remembering the way you used to hold space for them without judgment. They are remembering the way you loved them through storms. And they are realizing no one else ever truly measured up. Heaven has allowed you to hear this now because a shift is close. Not just in them, but in you too. You're both being prepared. Type Amen to get blessing 222. They don't know it yet, but their words today send a signal to the stars. A message that you, the chosen one, have not been forgotten. That your love has lived on in secret shadows. The angels are weaving these moments together, creating a divine intersection. You'll know it when it happens. The air will change. Time will feel slow. Your heart will recognize the moment before your mind catches up. Their longing has power. And that power is returning to you now. In signs. In whispers. In the soft unfolding of divine timing. They said your name with reverence today. They didn't mean to. But the heart always speaks when the soul can't keep quiet anymore. Type Amen to get blessing 144. They will return. But not as the person who left. They will come with a humbled spirit, with clarity in their chest, and with your name still glowing in their heart. Heaven is preparing the scene. It's closer than you think. The same way your soul is reading this message now, your person is receiving signs too. What they said about you today was not just a memory, it was prophecy. A prophecy that heaven is now bringing to life. You are still the one. And they are about to act like it. Get ready. Everything is aligning. The voice of love has been reawakened, and it's speaking your name aloud across realms. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They sat in silence after speaking your name, feeling the weight of memories they couldn't shake off. It wasn't just a conversation, it was an emotional release they didn't know they needed. Their voice cracked, and a friend beside them noticed the sincerity, the depth, the truth behind every word. They admitted that they still dream of you, some dreams vivid, others blurry, but the feeling remains the same. They said those dreams leave them waking up in confusion, with their heart racing and their chest tight. It's as if their soul is traveling to find you in another realm while they sleep. Archangel Michael says, this wasn't a coincidence. That sudden conversation today was divinely orchestrated so the truth could finally emerge. A truth even they didn't know they were still holding on to. Type Amen to get blessing 373. They remember what you wore the last time you met. They described it in detail, the color, the way your eyes looked when you smiled, even how your hands fidgeted with your fingers. It's clear they haven't forgotten anything about you. A laugh escaped their lips as they recalled one of your jokes. They said you always had a strange way of bringing comfort even in chaos. That part of you still haunts them, but it's not painful, it's beautiful. One of their friends asked, have you told them how you feel? But they looked down. They haven't. Not yet. But it's building. It's becoming unbearable. They left that conversation feeling lighter yet more lost. Because now, they know they can't pretend anymore. Type Amen to get blessing 999. They confessed they tried to distract themselves, with work, with new people, with hobbies. But nothing filled the space you left. Every smile since you has been half-hearted. Every touch has been a reminder that it wasn't you. They even said they sometimes hope to see you in a crowd, by accident. That maybe one day fate would be kind enough to place you both at the same place, same time. And if that happened, they promised, they wouldn't let the moment slip away again. Archangel Michael says, their soul has spoken. And now, the universe is stirring to answer. They are being nudged in your direction with every heartbeat. You may not feel it physically yet, but spiritually, you've already been touched. Type Amen to get blessing 444. They said your name with more love than pain today. That's important. Because it means healing is already happening. They are no longer stuck in bitterness, they're awakening to gratitude for having had you in their life. They didn't blame you. They didn't curse the past. They reflected. And they accepted their part in the silence, the distance, the break. And in that moment of truth, the energy shifted. The air around them changed. The people around them felt it too, even if they didn't understand it. They're beginning to understand what real love means now. Because of you. Type Amen to get blessing 123. They are being haunted, not by nightmares, but by the moments they should have cherished more. They replay that one moment they let you walk away without saying what their heart screamed to say. And today, they admitted, that was the biggest mistake of my life. Their voice was soft. But the emotion behind it thundered through the room. Someone beside them teared up, realizing that love like this isn't common, it's sacred. Archangel Michael says, your person is waking up. They are no longer lost in ego. They are stepping into awareness, into honesty, into desire to make things right. And that shift will ripple straight to your heart. Type Amen to get blessing 313. They touched their chest while talking about you. As if trying to keep something inside from bursting out. That's how intense their feelings have become. Words aren't enough anymore. They mentioned how they saw something recently, maybe a movie, or a quote, and it reminded them of you so deeply that they had to step away and catch their breath. It was overwhelming. It was real. They are coming to terms with something huge, they never stopped loving you. They only tried to bury the feelings, and now, those feelings have grown roots too strong to ignore. They said if the universe gave them one more shot, they wouldn't let it go this time. Type Amen to get blessing 474. They talked about how you used to look at them when you thought they weren't paying attention. How your eyes had kindness, curiosity, and hope. And how they now realize, they miss that look more than anything. They admitted they were immature before. That they didn't know how to handle real love when it came. That they feared the intensity, not knowing it was the greatest gift they'd ever receive. Archangel Michael says, your forgiveness will not go unseen. Your patience will be rewarded. Your quiet prayers about this person are being heard. Because they are on the edge of reaching out. Type Amen to get blessing 616. They are trying to be brave, but their heart is scared. They want to message you but keep deleting drafts. They want to call but fear hearing your voice might break them. Still, they can't stop checking your profile, looking at your old photos, reading the things you post and wondering, is this about me? They are in a silent battle with themselves. Between pride and vulnerability. Between fear and desire. Between staying hidden and showing up. They're closer than you think. Much closer than they've ever been. Type Amen to get blessing 313. Archangel Michael says, the divine realm. Pushing them forward now. The delay is not denial, it was preparation. And today marked a powerful shift in their journey toward you. They feel you, even if they haven't seen you in months or years. Your energy still speaks to them in dreams, signs, and sudden waves of emotion they can't explain. They talked about how they once ignored a message from you, thinking they had time. But now, they realize time is not guaranteed. And they're running out of excuses. Their soul is tired of pretending. And their heart? It's ready to come home. Type Amen to get blessing 121. They even said they believed you were their soulmate. That no one else ever truly fit the way you did. That you made them feel seen, safe, and alive. They aren't looking for someone new, they are still looking for you. And maybe they always have been. The divine realm is aligning things in the background now. You're about to receive signs. You're about to feel your spirit become more open to love again. Because love is circling back. And this time, it's intentional. Type Amen to get blessing 292. Your name wasn't just spoken today. It was spoken with love. With longing. With surrender. Archangel Michael says, prepare yourself. There's a visit coming. A call. A message. An undeniable sign. Because the one you love, finally let their soul speak. And it spoke your name. Loud enough for heaven to echo it back to you. Type Amen to get blessing 818. They went home quietly after speaking about you, but their heart was louder than ever. Every step they took replayed the words they said, your name ringing like a bell only their spirit could hear. And once alone, they couldn't hold it back anymore. They sat on their bed and stared at the ceiling, whispering the things they wished they'd told you face to face. It wasn't just longing, it was regret mixed with hope. They realized something powerful, the connection with you wasn't a chapter, it was the whole story. They opened old photos again, ones they promised themselves they had moved on from. But tonight, they stared longer. Their eyes watered as they remembered how you looked when you were truly happy beside them. They could feel the difference between then and now. And the gap between those two versions of themselves, the one with you and the one without you, was too wide to ignore any longer. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Archangel Michael says, something shifted in them tonight. The fire that was once buried has begun to burn again. Not just desire, but devotion. They're not just missing you, they're beginning to understand what losing you really meant. It wasn't just a breakup. It was losing a part of their destiny they never should. have let go. They spoke your name in a prayer tonight, quietly, under their breath, hoping the universe would carry it to your spirit. And it did. That's why you feel this heaviness. This restlessness. This sudden warmth and ache at once. It's not random. You're feeling what they're feeling, because spiritually, you've always been connected. Type Amen to get blessing 787. They remembered your hands, how you used to hold theirs when no one was looking. They said your touch was the only thing that ever truly calmed their anxiety. They missed that comfort today more than ever. And the way they smiled when remembering you, it wasn't the smile of someone who's moved on. It was the smile of someone who's still in love, deeply, helplessly, and completely. They wish they had said, "I love you," more. They wish they hadn't let the little fights turn into distance. And now, they're starting to wonder if the window is still open, if your heart is still within reach. They don't know how to begin, but they know they must. Because the silence is too loud now. And their soul is screaming for you. Type Amen to get blessing 343. Archangel Michael says, their guides are pushing them to act. The spiritual realm is speaking to them in dreams, numbers, songs, memories, everything is pointing to you. They can't deny it any longer. They walked past someone who wore your perfume today, and it stopped them cold. They turned around, hoping it was you. Their heart dropped when it wasn't. And that's when it hit them, they're not over you. Not even close. They never were. The world could give them everything, and they'd still search for your face in the crowd. Type Amen to get blessing 656. Tonight, they almost wrote a message. Their fingers hovered over their phone. Should I say it all? They whispered to themselves. Will they even care? But they didn't send it. Not yet. Fear still grips them. But love is growing stronger than fear. And when it does, your phone will light up. They talked to their pillow like it was you. They said sorry. They said thank you. They said they still love you, even if the world doesn't know. These words are now floating through the air, wrapped in divine vibration. Soon, they will land in your space. Type Amen to get blessing 898. They told someone that nobody ever understood them like you did. That even in silence, you seem to know what they were thinking. And that kind of love is rare. Sacred. Irreplaceable. They're no longer looking for a distraction. They're looking for redemption. They want to fix what was broken, not because of guilt, but because of love. Archangel Michael says, the path is clearing. The timing is unfolding. All you have to do is keep your heart open. Your soul already knows they're coming back. Type Amen to get blessing 223. They saw a memory notification pop up, an old video with you in it. They froze. Rewatched it 3 times. Each time, they saw something different, your laugh, your glance, the way you tilted your head. Tears welled up in their eyes. They didn't want to cry. But they did. Because some emotions are too heavy to carry alone. They never deleted your number. Never unfollowed you. Never truly cut you off. Because deep down, they hoped, hoped that someday, somehow, this would come full circle. And now, it is. Type Amen to get blessing 404. Archangel Michael says, their confession wasn't just for them. It was a signal to heaven. It was a call for divine alignment. And now, the response is arriving. A reconciliation is not just possible, it's preparing. You're about to witness the power of love that survived time, distance, and silence. Their soul is opening. Their ego is lowering. And their heart? It's reaching out for yours. The angels are guiding this reunion with every beat. Type Amen to get blessing 199. They never forgot your kindness. They remembered that even when things were hard, you never stopped loving them right. That memory hit them today like a wave. They are finally ready to face the truth, no matter who they dated, who they kissed, who they spoke to, no one was ever you. And that realization? It broke them. But it also healed something inside them. Because now, they know what they need. And they're making their way back to it. Back to you. Type Amen to get blessing 101. Archangel Michael says, be still and know this is real. You aren't crazy for feeling their energy. You're not imagining this pull. You are being called into divine remembrance. Love is returning. It may not look the same, but it's deeper now. Wiser. Ready. Prepare yourself. The words they spoke today have unlocked the next chapter. And it has your name written all over it. Type Amen to get blessing 888.